Welcome back to this week's Honest Art Podcast. Super excited about this one because, as you know, I have often talked about how artists need to incorporate various revenue streams within their art in order to have sustainable income. And that can be anything from, prints or commissions or products or whatever it might be. But for me, one of my favorite things to do is to teach, particularly teach workshops. But I never wanted to teach until about the last maybe 8 years. So that means I painted for over a decade before I ever thought about teaching. So maybe you're thinking, you know what? I don't want to teach a workshop, so this episode isn't for me. But hang in there, because you never know if maybe someday randomly you have a friend like I had who's like, hey, do you want to teach a workshop with me? And then if that happens, you're going to be totally prepared. So I talk about all kinds of things about hosting your own workshop. We talk about everything from, number one, how do you even price it, right? And not lose money. And then we talk about how do you not just price the workshop, but how do you price your teacher's fee? Because it's kind of all about self-worth, honestly, but there's a lot more that goes into it. The other thing I talk about is like, when you know a lot of information, it's hard to like pin down, well, what is it that I would actually want to teach? So I help you with that as I go through how it's best to start with the transformation you're wanting to offer. So you start with that global, kind of that big picture. And then once you know that, then you're able to back into it with the details. So we talk about that. I also talk about what are the supplies that you're going to need, right? They're going to be different for every kind of workshop. But in this case, I'm talking about painting. So we talk about all of the different supplies that you're going to need. I also talk about how are the best ways for you to market this workshop, because in order to sell the spots, you're going to need to get that information in front of people. So I give you lots of different ways to do that. And then I give you my personal favorite tips for teaching that I've learned over the years. And just within all of that, my goal is that you will be able to walk away from this podcast having everything you need to be able to host your own workshop and have a whole lot of fun doing it. So check out this week's Honest Art podcast. And if you like what you see here on YouTube, please like and subscribe to this channel. All right, take care. Talk soon.